Here we have question 4 from week 2, and it talks about applications involving quadratic functions. The question reads, a charter flight charges a fare of 200 Canadian per person plus $4 Canadian per person for each unsold seat on the plane. If the plane holds 100 passengers, and if X represents the number of unsold seats, find the following. So we're asked first to find an expression for the total revenue received for the flight. So when we look at the revenue, it is a function of how many people are on the plane times the amount charged per person. But here we're looking at the fact that we have unsold seats and that the revenue is also dependent on that. So X is equal to unsold seats. So if we look at the information we're given, we say we have that there's 100 passengers on the flight and X represents the number of unsold seats. So if we're looking at the number of sold seats, that would be the difference between 100 and unsold. So we're going to have this 100 minus X, and here this is incorrect. That should be read 100 minus X. So that gives us the number of sold seats. Now the fare per sold seat is going to be equal to $200 with a premium of $4 for every unsold seat. So this represents the number of seats and the fare charged per seat. So the revenue is equal to those two things multiplied together. If we expand these brackets, so multiplying them out, we're going to find that our revenue is equal to negative 4x squared plus 200x plus 20,000. So looking at this function, we see that the a, or the coefficient of the x squared term, is negative. So that means that the function is a parabola opening down, and that means that it has a maximum value at the vertex. And so the question that we're asked is, find the number of unsold seats that will produce the maximum revenue. So maximum here for a parabola is going to be that vertex. And we know that the vertex of a parabola can be found by dividing the negative b, which is b is the coefficient of the x term, and dividing that by 2 times a, the coefficient of the x squared term. So here we have negative 200 over negative 4 times 2, and that's going to leave us with a number of 25 unsold seats that would produce the maximum revenue. So the next part of the question says find the maximum revenue. So the maximum revenue is going to be that place where x is equal to 25. So we're just going to be substituting 25 into that revenue function that we've found. We determined that in order to maximize our revenue, then there should be 25 unsold seats, so x is 25, and we're going to substitute 25 into the revenue function to determine what that maximum revenue is. So following our rules for order of operation, we're going to be squaring 25 first. 625 times 4 plus, now again, 200 times 25 plus 20,000. That gives us a value of $22,500, and that will be our maximum revenue.